Hey, before we get this video started, can you do me a favor? Can you switch over to YouTube, hit subscribe, and ring the bell? I'd really appreciate it. I'm trying to build my YouTube channel up to get the word out a little bit more, and your help would definitely be much appreciated. Also, don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Thank you. Let's get to the video now. There it is, coming. Here it is. Ready? There it is. Driving with John is coming through! One more service announcement. I'm sorry about all these right at the beginning of the video and all, but gotta say one more thing. I've been talking a lot of politics lately. I'm really into politics, and we're 20 days before an election, so I'm probably gonna have a few more of these politics videos. If you're really craving a trucking video, I will tell you where to go. Try DIY Semi or the Trucker's Table. Very good trucking channels. Check them out. They don't talk politics like I do. So go check them out. Now let's get that video started. Hey! Alright, let's get into this. Welcome to Driving with John. Guess what? My name is John. Alright. So today I'm going to talk about a very serious topic. I'm going to try and make it as light as possible, but I'm sure there were some people out there that won't like what I have to say. So here we go. I'm a Christian. Oh, right there. Somebody already didn't like it. Oh well. Alright. I'm a Christian. And I feel like it's my civic responsibility as a citizen of the United States and as a Christian to be involved in politics. I know that sounds kind of odd, but it's true. And not only be involved in politics, but to pursue politics in a way that would be pleasing to God and that would support what God wants. So, I'm making this video to basically point out some things. And now, there are obvious ones. We could talk about abortion. We could talk about some other things, which I will bring up coming up. But there are things that people don't talk about a lot that are very, very, very important to Christians and to our country, actually. And this applies to people that aren't Christians, too. Like, for instance, religious liberty. Part of the First Amendment, which is also freedom of speech, which is important. The reason why that's important to know which way to vote on that is because obviously we want religious liberty. Our country was founded on the ability to come here and practice your faith or not practice your faith or not have a God or worship Jesus Christ like I do or, whatever faith you belong to have that right to do that. Publicly, preach to anybody you want, say whatever you want, all of the above, to believe whatever you want. I think that falls right in line with God. When we were created, we had free will. So with free will, that means we could choose God or we could not choose God. He wanted us to have that ability because he wants to be chosen. So as a Christian, I have to support religious liberties because I don't want the state or the government telling me what I can and can't say or what I can and can't worship or who I can and can't talk to about what I believe in. So we need to keep our religious liberties. The reason why that's one of my first ones I'm going to bring up is because we're talking about voting here. And you're going to say, no one wants to get rid of your religious liberty, right? That's what you're going to say. Well, here's where I'm going to give you my opinion based on facts that I've looked up and done research. I don't source my facts, my opinions, because I don't believe in giving people an easy way out. So if you want to do your own research and find out, the truth, which is what I try to give, then do that. Look at Supreme Court cases, for example, over the last, I'll say 50 years, 60 years. There's been quite a few cases that have come up to the Supreme Court to talk about religious liberty. Luckily, most of them have sided on the case of religious liberty because that is what our Constitution says. But if you look at who supported to get rid of certain parts or to change certain parts and who wanted to keep it the way it is, now you got to realize it's also a political thing. Because if, I'm just going to throw this out there, if a conservative is saying, this law, which will change your conservative your conservative, your religious liberty is a good thing, I have to question that Republican. I really do. And same with a Democrat. A Democrat says, hey, we're just going to change your religious liberty here where you can't talk about politics and religion. No, that's not okay. So go back and look at court cases. Who supported keeping religious liberties and who tried to tweak or get rid of religious liberties. So, go back and do your own research, but I'll tell you what I found. Consistently, Republicans have favored religious liberty. Consistently, Democrats have tried to tweak it, change it, or even get rid of it. That's what I found. So, that's my number one. That's more important than anything else, in my mind. We should be allowed to share the gospel. And you should be allowed to choose whether you want to believe the gospel or not. I don't think a government should have a right to tell us any of the above. So, that's the first one. I know this is a heavy conversation. I'm not trying to make it heavy, guys. I just honestly need to tell the truth here, because last night, this is going to sound crazy. It's never happened to me before. Sounds like it's raining, but it's not even raining. Last night, I had a dream. No joke. This is not like a play off of anything. I literally had a dream about making this video. And I've never had that happen to me in my life. So I'm making this video because of that dream. The second thing I'm going to bring up is obviously a controversial subject. And I've talked about it in other videos, so I'm just going to touch on it here. But it's obviously abortion. Everybody talks about how, freedom of choice, abortion, killing babies, whatever you want to call it, okay? It obviously goes against what the Bible preaches. As a Christian, I cannot vote to eliminate life. I cannot say it's okay to kill babies. And I can back that up with scripture, because in the Bible it says, if you hurt the least of these, you're hurting him. Him as in God. I feel bad. I have empathy, and I feel horrible for these people that are going to pay a price for fighting for this atrocity, is what I'm going to call it, where killing babies is okay. Because they're going to stand before God and justify that. Good luck with that. I don't want to be in your shoes. Woo! Okay. So that's all I'm going to really say about abortion, because I think it's pretty public. Everybody already knows Christians normally favor abortion, or favor, no. They don't favor abortion, they favor life. So, let's move on, because, that one's been beat to death, okay? So, what other reasons would Christians have to vote for one side or the other? Well, this one is going to be one that you're not going to hear on mainstream media. You're not going to hear on a lot of YouTube channels. This is one that Christians don't even really think about. They do in spirit, but not in mind. I'm going to bring it up because I think it's important. In our current environment, where everything is just crazy chaos and everybody's at everybody's throat, you have to look at it. And you have to say, you have to analyze the candidates. But it's hard to analyze candidates. I'll tell you why. Because first of all, we're talking about American politics. They're all dirty down, honestly, not good people. Whether they claim to be a Christian or a Catholic or a Muslim or whatever they are, it's hard to find a great example of a person that's in politics. And I'll also even say that for Trump, too. He's done some downright crummy things. I'm a conservative. I support Trump. But he's done some downright crummy things. So, and I will say the same for Joe Biden. I mean, he has an extremely racial past that's not falling on the good side, if you know what I mean. Not to mention, his years of service, where he's 47 years without doing hardly anything. It's almost like stealing from the voters. But so basically, my point of that is, you can't judge on who is less and more flawed. We're all flawed. So I can't judge Trump or Biden in this way. They're flawed human beings. So their personal quirks and their things that I just can't stand about either one of them, I can't hold it against them. They're flawed. The person itself is not the office. That's not what I'm voting for. I'm voting for policies. So I believe, looking at it in a Christian sense, you can't vote for either one of them on their personality. I don't mean to derogatory towards either one, but that's how I feel. All right? So you have to kind of take the person out of it. Now let me see what else could be out there that Christians could look at. I mean, there are lots of different aspects of our government. There are lots of different aspects of things that are happening in our country right now. But the last thing I'm going to talk about, as a Christian, I have to mention it because, you know, out of our politicians, we want a fair and honest battle. We want them to show us their policies, and we want to vote on what we think is best and fits our situation the best. But if you have somebody that's fighting unfair, or doing things that are wrong, or refusing to accept that it's wrong what they're doing, it really creates a problem. And let me give you a great example of this, the whole court packing problem. As a Christian, you know, I want my voice to be heard. If you're going to pack the court, somebody I cannot elect, I cannot get rid of, I have no say in whether they're in office or not, I can't vote for you. I'm sorry, I just can't. It's not right, it's not fair, it's power mongering and totally politicizing the court, which is supposed to be independent. You know, if somebody in the Senate or Congress do something I don't like, I can vote them out. If the president does something I don't like, I can vote against them. But you can't do that with the Supreme Court. You can't politicize it. And if you refuse to admit that you're going to politicize it, to me, that's the same as saying you're going to politicize it. So I won't do it. I won't vote for somebody that's going to pack the court. There's too many important things that go into the Supreme Court. Now, just so that I can educate everybody, most of you probably already know this, civics from 7th grade. You have the legislative branch, they make the laws. You have the executive branch, they enforce the laws. And then you have the Supreme Court, they interpret the laws. We have to keep that balance of power, because if one doesn't do something right, there's a check and a balance. But if you politicize the court, there is no check and balance. There's nothing to stop them or us, anybody, from doing whatever the heck they want. So we cannot politicize the court. It has to be independent, separate, and totally without politicizing it or packing it or doing whatever you have to do in your mind. So it's just wrong. So I know this video is running long, but as a Christian, I'm voting for Trump. And I know there are a lot of Christians out there, oh, his personality, blah, 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 and all the things he's done in the past and all the things he said, and I get all of that. I really do. Though there are a lot of things you disagree with that I don't disagree with. We can agree to disagree. But if you're going to judge Trump like that, you have to judge Biden like that. And he doesn't pass that test either. So, that being said, I'm voting for Trump. I'm sorry this video ran so long. I really am. But I found it was very, very important to talk about Christianity and voting. It's very important to me personally. And I think there's a large majority of our country that can understand what I'm saying. So, if this didn't suit you, I'm sorry. I make plenty of other videos about plenty of other things. You know, stay tuned. I'm sure you'll find one you like. If not, I understand. So, just remember, if you like this video, or you like to talk about politics, or trucking, or farming, or any of the above, go over there. Hit that subscribe button. Make sure you ring that bell. Go over there. What are you going to do over there? What are you going to do over there? Slam that like button. Slam it, slam it, slam it. Slam that like button. All right. That's the end of this video. To all my trucking buddies out there, you stay safe, okay? Now, honestly, stay safe. Keep on rolling. Keep making the money. To all my non-trucking buddies out there, All right, listen, guys. Stay safe, wear a mask, wash your hands, use hand sanitizer, do all the right things, okay? There you go. Whether you agree or disagree with that, you have a right to your opinion, so we'll stick with that. All right? Thank you. Stay tuned for the next one. You're really going to enjoy that one, too. Have a great day.